We're live. First ever live stream. Good morning, Reds. Anfield faithful. Welcome back, Nothing But Reds live stream. So we just got some team news, some updates. So everyone knows about the injury news that we have. Genie's got a knock. Sorry guys if I sound a little sick. I'm a little congested, but so we got Genie's got a knock. Trent's out. We got Lovren with the injury. Lovren's out. We got a few injuries, but the main thing here, guys, is that it's not one of the big names. It's not one of the big front three. It's not a Fabinho. It's not a serious injury to a Van Dijk or a Robertson. You know what I mean? So we really have to be thankful for that. The big thing for me, and I didn't even realize this until Steve pointed it out, but we have the cover for the right back position, for really the full back position in general, because I'm pretty sure I've seen Robertson play right back before as cover. Now, Milner, obviously he's best suited for midfield, but that doesn't mean to say that he can't play fullback on both sides. I mean, obviously he's right-footed, so he may excel on that right side. But looking ahead to the fixtures we have and the injury list we have. Now, the games coming up, not too worried about it. We have a full month until we play Bayern, and we know Van Dijk's out for that game, but that gives us some time to at least some of our injury players to come back in, or some of our injured players to come back in and reestablish themselves in the side. Now, as far as guys, I don't really know, because like I've said before, I'm not a pessimistic fan, but I'm a very cautious fan when it comes to, I guess you could call me superstitious. I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. If you watch The Office, you'll get that. But Sadio came out. I guess there were some quotes that came out early in the week where, Liverpool were going to choke. And also, if you look around the league, I mean, every fan and every team alike is trying to prevent Liverpool from winning the league. I mean, no one wants to see Liverpool win the league. And I think Sadio did the right thing. So Sadio came out, and I was just reading on the news, Sadio came out and said, we're not going to choke. I'm very confident we're going to be champions of England. And at first I was thinking to myself, I was like, why would you say that? Because then you're going to jinx it. So that goes back to being this a little superstitious. But the main thing here is I think Klopp has established this mindset in the camp where players only have one vision, right? They're going to go out and compete every game, and they're going to try to win. Now, Sadio must be to a point where he's confident, and he's seen in training and everywhere else that the team can absolutely grind out the games that may not be, or that we may not have been able to grind out in the past. So I think Sadio coming out and saying that we're not going to choke, not only does that give the team confidence, but I also think that's good. That exemplifies that in the camp, like I said, there's a good mindset and there's a good attitude, and Klopp's been building that over the past few years. Now, getting into some transfer news now, aside from the injuries and everything, we're being linked with Timo Werner, however you want to say it, Werner I think it is, but he's also being linked, of course, with all the big clubs. The Barcelonas, the Man Uniteds, the Munichs, right? And Leipzig are apparently trying to offer him a huge contract to get him to stay, which would make sense, right? I mean, if you look at Leipzig, put yourself in Leipzig's shoes for a second, they don't want to let their best player go, right? Or their best striker go. They already had to let Naby go, right? So it's almost similar to the same situation we had with Barcelona when Suarez left, and then you're looking at Coutinho leaving. So I obviously think that Timo Werner will leave, if not this season, next season after he signs the new contract. Jeez, guys, excuse me. And I think that has a lot to do with the monetary gain that Leipzig can get. If he signs a new contract, they can put new terms in there, and then ultimately charge a higher price if someone wants to come in and take him. So that's the good news there for Leipzig. The bad news for Liverpool is that there are a lot of big teams in for him. Now, as of right now, I don't see why he would go anywhere else but Liverpool. I think Liverpool is the place to be right now. And if you also look at that compounded with the fact that we just let Solanke go, Sturridge's contract is running out. Don't know if we're going to sign him. Origi has one more year on his contract. He's kind of hit or miss for me. He'll have a good game here and there if you start him. But, I mean, looking back, in the 16-17 season, he had, I think, 7 goals, 3 assists on 21 appearances. And if you look at Timo Werner, he, in 16-17, 17-18, he had 31 and 32 appearances respectively. And he had, I think, 21 goals, 7 assists, and then like 13 goals. So he's going to score, right? He's going to score. That's what kind of player he is. Not only that, but he's young, guys. I think he's 21 or 22. If you look at Divock, I think Divock is 24, 23, 24, something like that. And then you look at Sturridge, 28, 29, something like that. And you got to think Klopp's got to be establishing for the future, right? I'm not too concerned about getting a striker right now. I think Klopp does most of his business in the summer anyway, aside from Van Dijk, right? But we needed Van Dijk to come in. I think Klopp did that because we were progressing in the Champions League, and I think he knew that we needed a good defender. So, guys, let me know what you think. I really want to know what you guys think about this Timo Werner thing, because I think there's plenty of other strikers out there that could do the same job, but at the same time, I also think that he's young enough to where Klopp can develop him. Not only that, but he's German, right? Klopp loves the German kids. And then another thing is, when Klopp has his eyes on someone, eventually he's going to get him. I mean, look at the news this week with Sadio about how he was talking about he wanted Sadio, or he wishes that he got Sadio when he was at Dortmund. So there's a lot of variables at play here, and all we can do as fans really is just look at the news as it comes out and hope for the best. But let me know what you guys think. I think we should get in another forward, because aside from Shaqiri and then our loanees, if one of the front three goes down, we have decent backups, but we really don't have a staple player that can come in and act like a front three or produce like a front three player does. So that's that. But I want you guys to let me know what you think, because as these games keep coming in, I'm just excited for the Champions League. When the Champions League comes on, I get excited. But as these Premier League games keep rolling in, and I'm getting more and more comfortable as we keep grinding out results. And I think that's bad, because when we're obviously not going to be perfect, right? We saw that with City, and we were literally an inch away from getting a point from that game, so from staying undefeated. So there's a lot of variables at play, guys, and I like talking about it with the fans and seeing what everyone's viewpoint is, and what your thoughts are on this Timo Werner situation, on the injury situation, and also what you think about the timing, right? Because I don't think it was a bad decision to let Klein go. I just think the timing was a little off. I mean, of course, he couldn't have predicted the injuries that would have happened. But at the same time, I mean, if Trent picked up that injury in the warm-ups, why would he let him play? Unless Trent not lied, but maybe he played down how significant the injury actually was, So that's my 2 cents on it. But guys, let me know what you think. I really want to see our boys do well, and I really want to see our team carry out what Sadio was saying about not choking. And I really believe we can do it. I think we're mature enough now as a team to where we can grind out those results. But then again, you're always going to have an off game. I mean, look at City. I mean, that wasn't really an off game, though. Like I said, we were an inch away from getting a point. But a lot of variables at play, guys. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there. Probably be doing a podcast this upcoming weekend, so be on the lookout for there on Spotify. So if you're still with me, subscribe, follow on Follow on Spotify, guys, and let me know what you think. All right? So I think I'm going to wrap this up. Now, this is my first time doing this, so I want to try to exit out. There we go. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining me if you're watching. Take care.